So this video was sponsored by Zorro VPN. Protect your personal and financial information now. So every social network is an invaluable source of information for intruders who collect personal data, which they then can use for deception and fraud. Now, Zorro VPN is really cool because it protects your personal financial information, protects your personal data, including personal photos and videos. You can hide your IP address, unlock the content of services such as Netflix, Facebook, Twitter, Spotify, YouTube, etc., avoid internet censorship, and more. Now, Zorro VPN is very easy to use. You get a free 1GB version. It's a speed winner, there's no limitation, useful and clear interface, and military grade encryption. So download now for free, the link is in the description below, and be always sure of your internet security. What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So if you guys are wondering why do I sound a little bit weird, it is because I have the cold again, and it literally is the worst thing ever. But as always, my promise to you guys is whenever we do get new information about the game, I will of course be sharing that with you. So as always, I have a question of the day to ask you guys, and that is, considering all the talk right about the PlayStation 5 coming out next year, do you think it will actually put this game at a disadvantage? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. It's something I really want to get your honest opinion on, because I guess it's safe to say, and we can all agree, right, that over the last couple of months it's been such a big debate and people are really trying to push this game to being delayed so they can just release it on PlayStation 5 in general to get perks of, graphics and so forth. Again, I don't know the exact perks of the PlayStation 5 in terms of technical stuff like that, but to some extent it does make sense. But I guess the overall comment still is that this game will be at a disadvantage. But you guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now, although the news has been what I would call pretty dry over the last couple of weeks, yesterday, the official PlayStation magazine in the UK had an actual section more dedicated to Ms. Marvel, and again, that's such a big topic. A lot of people are still getting frustrated with that because, of course, it's a comic character still, but I think it's interesting. But they contained new details for the game, and we also have a bunch of other things that are really cool to discuss in this video. But kicking it off, it has been confirmed that intrinsic abilities is a thing. Now, word by word, and if you guys don't know what this is what was said in that magazine exactly. So it starts off by saying, our favorite technique makes good use of her powers, of course talking about Ms. Marvel. Embiggen, by holding R2, she grows a bit taller, modifying the moves she can use and the strength of her attacks. This type of skill is known as an intrinsic, taking up energy, to use. What's great is how easily you can use it as well. It simply toggles as and when you have R2 held down, so you can use it just for a few seconds at a time to give your finishing moves a little extra burst of power. Now, of course, this is something that we have actually seen in a screenshot for the game, and very much some, little snippets of gameplay here and there. So, again, I think it's a really cool thing, and I would imagine they're going to show a lot more about this within the next couple of things they will show. Now, I personally think overall, right, it's a really cool feature, and it will definitely be interesting to see if any other characters currently have something like that or not. And the current people that are confirmed for launch is Iron Man, of course, Ms. Marvel, Thor, Black Widow, and Hulk, and of course Captain America, but I don't know if I just mentioned him. So that's currently the roster. And in terms of abilities, whether or not they're going to have something very similar, we don't actually know. Now, you have to also remember, doing things like this, I'm assuming anyway, will definitely rank you all the way to the top, allowing new skills and perks in general to be unlocked. And that's what this game is in general. I mean, it's very much, a reward-based game, so it's going to make you want to go ahead and recap, like little mini games, etc., or missions in general, or play through it, as a whole all over again. But things like this are definitely going to have, a big impact. Now, in other news, in the mythical lands of Reddit, I always talk about this, the Avengers community on Reddit. They are absolutely amazing, and they always share a bunch of cool stuff, and again, they have yet more cool things to share overall. So, kicking it off, it comes from someone who goes by the name called Revolution Doctor, who also posted the next thing we'll be talking about, and it's something that is happening a lot as well, but we'll go into that a bit more in depth in a couple seconds. So, he says, and again as you guys can see, what if Captain America costume / suit concept? Now, of course, the obvious thing here is that Captain America is a zombie. Now, this seems to have been given overall a lot of positive feedback by everyone else, with over 324 thumbs up, and it really got me thinking. First of all, the community on Reddit actually has about 10,000 subscribers, I think, so for it to get, this many thumbs up, it really shows that a lot of people do actually like this, and that was happening in a day as well. And the great thing is, we know that we will be getting multiple choice endings, but we also know that game modes are a thing that will also have a big impact to how fun the game is overall. So this is where it really got me thinking, because in any game when you have multiple choice endings, right, they all essentially give you a reward of something else in terms of something different, and you really get amped up to go ahead and replay the game again to unlock something that you didn't unlock. For example, if you're playing as Iron Man and you go and choose his, version of a multiple ending. So I think it would be great that when you finish the game, a game mode like this will actually be a thing, where essentially after you complete it on one of these endings, the purpose of it is to get skill points and gear mods, and it will basically be put into a waves structure. So of course wave 1, wave 2, etc, etc. And the further you go in terms of waves, the more skill points you get, and rare gear mods as well. You have to take into consideration they have really promised that this is a game we will be playing for a very long time. So I guess that makes a lot of sense, and I think it's a pretty cool idea. But I want you guys to leave your thoughts on that in the comment section below. Now, the second thing that Revolution Doctor posted was a Doctor Strange gear selection / loadout design, and I wanted to share this as I know we have been seeing a ton of these fan ideas. And what's great about this is I truly, well personally anyway, believe that it will inspire the devs in terms of the first batch of characters to add after the release of the game. Now, I mean, one we are all wanting to see still is definitely Spider-Man by a long shot, and I hope that they do give him a random announcement where none of us are expecting it. But I think, there's, I guess you could call it complaints, right? With the first roster, a lot of people were, I guess downsided by the game. A lot of people are saying, well, this game isn't going to be a good game. You have to take into consideration that is literally how many multiple characters at launch is going to be a ton of fun. And again, I reckon we will get another batch added to that roster, literally a matter in like a couple of months. But I mean, what would be great, and something we know that is going to be announced already in the next upcoming months, or early 2020, what they said. We got a few things to look out for, which I'm going to assume is going to be January or maybe February. The game's coming out in May, so I guess it's full steam ahead with marketing. But we are already going to see, the co-op aspect of the gameplay. It's more than likely going to be with, of course, Iron Man and Thor, as that is what they have showed as a standard. I really do hope, though, can you imagine if when they show the co-op mode, that is when they just randomly announce Spider-Man. Like, you just get Iron Man, flying around the Avengers Tower, and then bang, you got, of course, Spider-Man just web swinging into action. I think that would just drive the hype up for this game, because one thing, right, although I'm really hyped up for this game and I think it's going to do really, really well, I always say this and I probably shouldn't keep talking about it, but it's something to take into consideration. If you still compare it with Spider-Man PS4, although they're two separate games, that game had a lot more hype around this time away from release than, of course, this Avengers game. And that's one fear I have, that this game would just be announced and then kind of swept under the rug. That is something I really, really do not want to see. But again, you guys leave your thoughts on that in the comment section below. So, what do you think about the things discussed in this video? Just to recap, intrinsic abilities. With Miss Marvel, you hold R2, she grows bigger, her arms get longer, stretchier, a big fist, etc. A zombie mode with Captain America. Of course, the whole idea is if you complete the game with one of the multiple endings, you unlock something like this. And Doctor Strange to be added in general. I want you guys to get in the comment section below and leave your thoughts on that. As always, if you missed any of the previous videos, they are jam-packed with information. The last video, we had a big gaming website actually called the game a complete mess. Again, you guys can go ahead and check that out. I know they had a lot of, controversy in the comments on that. And the previous one about that is about Iron Man PS5 and more. that essentially was, you know, a concept that has everyone talking. So you guys check that out. That is going to wrap up this video here. As always, have yourselves a ridiculously amazing day, and until the next one, adios amigos.